He ain't gonna.
You better. I'm gonna beat you in the head with this bottle.
All right, everyone's heard it. Call the police. Threatening me already.
I was talking to the cat, and it's an empty ginger ale plastic bottle.
I love to come up and bop the kids on the back of the head with one of these. I remember Braun, the first time I did it, he looked so upset,
Horrified.
horrified. So I bopped myself and I bopped him in the front and back side of the head. And the kids had to learn that I'm a little kooky. Okay, so it's John. This is Mr. John Miller. I am Tushy Galore, and
Ah.
I have dragged him into the wonderful world of amateur ghost hunting. And kind of hate that term because I'm not hunting them. They're people. I'm not going to hunt them, but I'm seeking them, ghost seekers and spirit communicators and such. So I have him drive me through. We do a drive-by approach often to spirit seeking because I can't walk very far, or if it's hot or whatever, or just lazy. Just drive through
Not
and
lazy.
stick my recorder out the window and use my iOvis. I'm not lazy. I'm a little handicapped, and sometimes I can't handle walking around on uneven surfaces and something like a cemetery or whatever. But anyway, so we Bonnie Cotter. Am I saying the last name? The Codr. Don't know if I'm saying that right or not, but she really, as well as some other people,
Coder.
Coder, I don't know, have asked that I do more videos about paranormal topics because they love that. But the thing is, right now, YouTube is so flooded with people doing paranormal videos, and it's just a rehashing of the same cases. I feel like there's about maybe 75, maybe not even that many, few dozen cases that became popular and well known, and they're just rehashed and retold. I'm like, why do I need to do it again? It's
Yeah.
being done to death already.
Let's do something
So,
different.
well, we can still do paranormal stuff, but I like to do my own experiences, talk about my own experiences, or those of people I personally know, so that I know that it's not something just to sell books or get attention. It's something that someone confided in me about, and I'll tell you my own tales as they happen. There's, I think, quite a few that I haven't even talked about on here yet. Um, so we do go. Sometimes I'll have him drive me through a cemetery or something, and we'll stop and talk to people. And I'll have my iOvilus, which is an app on my phone, um, that uses changes in the atmosphere, like electromagnetic energy. And I'm not sure what all my iPhone can detect, but obviously it has enough little sensors in there that it can tell changes in the atmosphere. And it chooses from a dictionary of about 2,000 words and spits stuff out. And a lot of times I think it's just garbage, it's just
Yeah.
misfire, it's not, it doesn't make any sense. And I don't try to force it to make sense. That annoys me when I hear like Zach Bagans on Ghost Adventures trying to force these random words to make some sort of sense in the context of things. Um, so I don't care for that.
Well, it's illogical.
It is illogical, but sometimes the darn thing gives me direct answers or just says something so brazenly human and so brazenly just
Oh,
apt for the
yeah.
what?
No, yeah. I don't mean to interrupt you, but
No,
yeah,
add
the graveyard where we went over there and we had chicken sandwiches and some
weed.
weed and
A little, just a little cemetery. It's
seeds.
out near the highway. Yeah, we weren't really getting much. Nobody was really talking to us. We had some sandwiches out there, and we were smoking a little flower because that is a nice place to go and have a little smoke and talk to people
Yeah,
and spirits. I mean,
it's always my favorite place to go when I was driving around.
Yeah, it's very nice. I like that little cemetery. But so we had our windows open. I was just kind of talking to whoever might be, and I always say, "Hey, why don't you come out to the car and talk to me?" And like one time at a church, we played some gospel music in the car, and hoping to draw the people out to feel good and listen to music again. So anyway, one of us started coughing. I think it was me, and the little Iovalus had been pretty quiet the whole time we'd been there. And as soon as I started coughing, it said seeds.
Little
Which,
seeds in that weed.
yeah, there was no seeds in it. It was good weed, but it was like insinuating that it was shitty weed. And I think that was purposeful. I don't
I
think,
don't.
I've never seen it say that word before.
Yeah, and wasn't there something else? Didn't it say something else too?
I don't remember.
I thought it said something else funny too.
Yeah, it did, but I don't remember.
Hmm.
I need to document this stuff better. Um,
But that was a real very interactive. But I think the one that at the we just you were talking about going to the funeral parlor too, right?
Yes, I think one of our more recent ones was I had told John that funeral parlors have a reputation of oftentimes being haunted, and I don't know if it's the people who have passed, if they're still hanging around there because they don't know where to go or what to do, or if it's like I don't know. We can get into some really weird stuff here. Get down, Stella LaBelle. Come be pretty. Um, if it's like people have spirit attachments and those attachments slough off when the body is prepared or the funeral happens, I just don't know. But I thought, I wonder if I could get any kind of responses if I just pulled up to a funeral home and parked and sat very near it, or even I had thought about going and standing on the porch. But then I thought, well, I don't want to get hassled or cause anybody to think I'm up to anything squirrely. Sorry. Sorry, everyone. So
Stelly.
we decided to pull up to this one particular place, and there was no one parked out there. I don't think anyone living was there.
Mm-mm.
At first, we were around the front, and I was like, no, let's go around behind because I think John actually said that, so they don't see us
Yeah,
from the
it's
road and
good
wonder
point,
what we're
John.
doing. Well, also they're defensive about
Hmm.
places like that in churches. They don't want anybody breaking in or doing anything gross. So pulled up round the side. What door was it? It wasn't the was it the one that said flower room?
Hmm.
Yeah, I got pictures. Unfortunately, I can't add them to a live feed, but what I can do is post some of them in my community tab, and I'll probably post them on my Instagram too. I'm pretty active there. I'm Tushy Galore, all one word, of course. He's Brondad 40, BROHNDAD. Is it underscore 40? Just
Just
40.
four
40.
zero.
Look us up. And I'll show you some of the pictures that I've taken from like that place and someplace else that we'll tell you about. So I opened the window and was talking and saying, "Hey, is anybody here? Can you come out? Would you come out and talk to us?" And I kept egging it to, "Hello, is anybody here? Come out and talk." And it said,
Cannot.
"Cannot." And I said, "Okay." And I thought, well, it could be a fluke. So I kept kind of trying to get something to interact with me. It wouldn't. There was nothing. And John said, "Well, it said it couldn't. It could not." So we pulled around the building from the back around to one of the sides where there was, I think it just said funeral home,
Yeah,
something
I
like
think.
that.
Well, yeah, and I think it was the funeral where they went brought like the bodies in.
And the flowers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so we pulled around to that, and I said, "Hello, is there anybody over here? Anybody over here want to talk to me?" And it said, "Wait." So I said, "Okay." We waited and waited. And I don't remember what I asked it next or what I said, but it said the word.
Cannot. No, I don't remember.
The one that has to do with reflection, with like a mirror
Oh
like
yeah, yeah,
reflection.
yeah. Specular.
Specular. I had never heard that word before. We had to look it
Mm-mm.
up. specular. Maybe it's a time of reflection for them.
Yeah, and I think that's
Between
what they're
death and their funeral, it's their time to kind of, yeah, have some meditation and reflect and
yeah, because
look back on their life.
your spirit's rules are probably set when you're what by your beliefs while you're still alive.
Yeah.
And those are the things, those impressions that you have until you're able to cleanse your soul of them shall remain, and you'll follow those rules.
So, and it could be that was just something it spit out, but the words it usually spits out are wheat, as in they make
Oh
bread
yeah,
from wheat. It says bacon. It says legion, which is legion, but it
Legion,
pronounces it legion,
Legion.
which it used to scare me at first, and it would say that. Now I'm just like, ugh, legion of what? My family, hi, and my ancestors. And I don't know. It has a few telepathy. It says a lot. So anyway, what was? And then I don't know. I tried again to get him to come out and talk to me. And again, it said,
Cannot.
cannot. And we said, okay,
That's all we got.
respect, respect. And we left. And I got some interesting photos. And then we went to the mountain cemetery. I'm just going to say that, call it that. The mountain cemetery. It's near my mother's house.
Oh
And
yeah,
we
yeah,
were there after
yeah. We
dark.
don't
And
want issues about that.
yeah, I had told him before about it. It's one that after I had been there doing my paranormal thing, and then I posted about it on my website at the time and was very vocal about it, and they shut those gates and padlocked them, and it stayed that way for years and years and years. I'm talking 10, 15 years. It stayed that way, maybe 12 years. So, are you asleep, sir? You
No.
look like Mike Pence while when his boss is
Yeah.
rambling.
Otherwise, I'd be.
Please, Jesus, come and get me. Make it be over. Got my hands on my legs. So we went to that one, and
Just can't look if he knows Trump's lying. He can't look.
oh
He's like an ostrich.
my God,
I don't see him. It's not
it's
real.
not happening.
It's not happening.
Okay. So we pulled up to that cemetery. It's out in the country. There is a house right next to it. That's a relatively new house. It's a new house and it's a big house and it's a nice house. So don't start that. Um, but it is, it's very dark out there. And we pulled in, and our headlights, as we kind of came around this little narrow little road in the cemetery, our headlights hit these two trash cans they keep out there, like 55-gallon drums,
Mm-hmm. And that
and
chair.
a weird old leather recliner, weird old worn out. And it was popped up like somebody was reclined in it, watching us when we pulled up.
I think somebody died in it.
Do you?
It had that big black stain on there, and
Why would
yeah,
it be out there though?
I don't. Maybe they didn't know what else to do with it. Maybe
Said
it's
we
haunted.
buried Daddy. Let's take his chair out there for him. You can tell it's his by the stain he made on it. Oh. Poor John. It's his bedtime, and this is when I'm just getting perky. So
Yep. Hi ho, Mario.
pulled up to it, held my phone out the window, and it felt kind of not menacing exactly, but kind of menacing. Just the chair sitting there, I felt like it was looking at us. And I held my phone out, and it said, threat, leave.
And we did.
And we did shortly thereafter. So that was interesting. We'll go back in the daylight because it's active and lovely during the daylight hours as well. But so that it's little stuff like that that doesn't seem hardly worth making a video about just for that one little thing. But we do have quirky, interesting things happen. There was one time we went to the Crescent Hotel and
The
Spa
first time we went.
in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. First time we went together.
Yeah. The one to
And
upstairs you're talking
yes,
about?
in
Yeah.
our early days, and we went up to the bar and went out onto the little patio. And every photo we took of ourselves out there, we were engulfed in this blue, like electric blue glow. It was kind of strange. But that's the Crescent for you. It's extremely haunted, and I have enjoyed my time there. I would like to be able to go spend a couple of nights again sometime. It's expensive, but maybe during the winter. I have been there when the electricity went out during a thunderstorm, and
Mm.
that place was full of people, and the doors were open, and that wind blowing through the whole hotel, the big band music playing down in the lobby. Oh my God, it's the most awesome place to be. And the storm flashing through and the electricity going off. And everybody's rooms got real active and people were running out to the halls. Oh my God. Stranger I've never met. I'm going to grasp onto you and tell you what just happened. It was entertaining. So, like, you know, John didn't get to be with me for all that, but
Um,
we've been there just to visit. His job used to take us up there pretty often to that area. Stella, don't knock my tripod over. She does this every time. Look at her. A lunatic. I'm holding on to it with my toes. So,
she is my little retard.
oh,
Oh, did I say that? That's the wrong word, isn't it?
you're going to have people now hating on you. Oh, Lord. Well, what are we going to do? I'm going to make a whole video about that, too. This whole don't say the R word. You're a terrible, bad, awful person and deserve to go to hell if you say the R word. I have a whole discussion about that I want to have, but that's for another video. So, what else? What other little experiences have we had?
I don't remember any more off the top of my head, but I know there's a few places I'd like to take you.
Like where?
Um, Plot it out first.
Okay,
I'm working on something.
cool.
It won't be super duper dramatic, but it'll be decent.
Okay. And for someday in the future, like maybe when we rent that RV or buy that RV, we could go down to the Myrtles Plantation. Although, if you're taking your room with you, why would we go to the Myrtles Plantation? Let's just go. It's a 6 hour drive from here.
I already said I would.
Myrtles Plantation.
I can't tell you exactly when it'll happen, but I will
You have
take you
the
down there.
intention to take me there at some point.
And I will.
Your retarded cat is under my dress, tickling me. Now I've said it so we're equal and we can both get hate. We don't normally
Don't
throw
hate
that
me.
word around. I normally don't say it, but I'm not. I'm also not going to accept your hate if you want to come after me, because I've got a whole talk about that.
You know, the thing about it is words change. I mean, there was always been words for derogatory terms for people. And at one time, somebody was retarded. It was an actual diagnosis.
Mental retardation,
Mental
though. But
retardation
saying retard
is a
and that's
shortened form and
retarded
slang.
is
Yeah,
slang and kind of considered crude. But that's, you
it's
know
a
what?
negative
That's a
thing,
whole
and
other.
I wouldn't use it about a person ever.
No, no. He
And
works with people that have severe mental disabilities.
usually,
He would never, ever, ever say that about a person. Cat, that's a little different. But
she's just a weirdo.
she's just a
I
weirdo.
should just use the proper term.
So we'll talk about that more in another video. Hope we didn't horrify anybody. You'll have to hear me out and listen to my thoughts on it before you judge, okay? This cat is being so weird.
She's wonderful.
She's like a little meatloaf on the ground, but she's moving. Like her little legs are tucked under her, but
Meatloaf.
running her along. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. I can't think of anything else that we've had go on in recent months that I haven't already talked about. So I love y'all. Thank you for joining me. Bye, y'all.